everybody? Welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. So in this video, I was originally supposed to talk about, I was supposed to give you guys a few trades that you could potentially look at in order to make some absurd amount of money. But what ended up happening was I focused onto one coin and I got really in depth into how the markets work, right? Exactly why you get cases where, the price goes to this level and then it goes to that level and then it goes to that level. I go very in depth into how the markets work, market makers, and just in general, how to use order blocks, right? How do you time exact bottoms, right? How do you get the exact bottoms like I did over here? I caught this trade in my private Discord group. Nah, again, not trying to shill it. If you want to, this video is going to be more educational than anything. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you stick around to the end of this video. I promise I'm going to make another video about the trades. But this video in particular, I really got off topic and just dived really deep into just the specifics of how markets work. And if you want to figure out, the secrets of how the markets move, like how do you tell when something is bullish, how do you tell when something's bearish, and exactly, catching the exact bottoms, catching the exact tops, then make sure you stick around to the end of this video. But before I go, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, you are going to want to do so. This is where I'm sharing the latest market updates, as well as any trades that I might be looking at, as well as the top coins that I'm looking at. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you follow me on my Twitter, because I cannot post a lot of things to YouTube because it does take some time to make a video. So AOC out, enjoy the video. What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, we are just going to talk about a few coins, show you a live analysis, and see if we can find a few trades on those coins that will absolutely pop off. Of course, if there are, then you guys are going to be the first to know about it. So if you want to find out exactly what all of these trades are, make sure you stick around to the end of this video. But otherwise, these trades are actually going to be taken from my Twitter, where I occasionally ask you guys, hey, what coins would you like me to do an analysis on? And if you want to participate in stuff like this, make sure you check out my Twitter at _theartofcrypto. This is where I'm sharing any trades that I might not be able to share on YouTube due to time constraints, because it does take a little bit of time to make a video. So without any further ado, let's just scroll around and let's see if we can find something worthwhile. I saw someone talk about Balancer recently, and the reason why I want to talk about Balancer, the reason why that caught my eye is because of what DeFi Perp is doing. So if I go to DeFi Perp, and this is basically just it's like an index of all the DeFi coins, right? The top DeFi coins. And as you can see on DeFi Perp, if you guys watched the video that I made yesterday, I mentioned that once you break above this resistance right here, that you will absolutely go parabolic. And at the moment, this is exactly what you're getting. And by the way, if you haven't already watched the video that I posted yesterday, you're really going to want to do so, because there I talk about a few coins that will very likely 5x within the next couple of months, maybe the next 3 months. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you check out that video. I will probably link it on the top right hand corner. But otherwise, the next target for DeFi Perp, in my opinion, is going to be somewhere about 15,800 points, and that will lead us to a pump of about 6%. Now I know that doesn't seem like much, but remember, this is an index. When this moves by like 5%, DeFi coins tend to move by like 20%. Like, just as an example, in yesterday's video, I gave you guys a live trade right in that video about Compound going to 374. And as you can see, as DeFi Perp is going up by like 5%, look at how much Compound is going up, right? This is a DeFi coin as well. Check it out. That's about 17%. And this leads me back to Balancer. And a pro tip that I would like to give you guys during this video is the fact that you should use these indexes to, base your trades off of. So for example, if I was looking to enter into altcoins, I wouldn't do so before I go check out Bitcoin Dominance as well as Total 2. Both of these will tell me what altcoins are about to do. So for example, if I go onto the 4-hourly chart for Bitcoin Dominance, I can see that we have recently broken below this support right here. This support actually came to be from the daily chart, right? I look at the daily chart and I'm like, price tended to find some kind of reaction on this level multiple times. And that's how I got, that's how you come to daily levels of support and resistance. And if you go onto the 4-hourly chart, you can see that in fact you did break below this level right here. So if I was looking to go into altcoin entries, maybe I would go long on altcoins right now. or whichever altcoin that you're looking on. And once it hits the next level of support, that's going to be somewhere about 43.11, then you are going to want to close those positions if you were taking a day trade, for example. So always take a look at the major indexes. If you're trading any DeFi coins, then make sure you take a look at DeFi before you jump into the trade. It will tell you a lot about what's going to happen. So back to Balancer. At the moment, I do believe that Balancer is going to target this level right here at above about $30, right? Somewhere about $30. I do believe it's going to go there for one reason in particular, and that's because there is liquidity stuck on top of this level right here. And basically, for those of you who don't know what I mean when I say liquidity, I just mean like, I want you to think of it this way, right? When people are going long on anything, right? For example, if people go long on Balancer over here, right? Anywhere over here, right? It would be pretty logical to assume that they're going to place their stop loss like right below this level, or right below this level, or right below this level. That means that, everyone is placing their stop loss at a very reasonable, everyone is placing their stop loss at a very similar level. And when that happens, then you're going to get a buildup of liquidity. Basically, imagine if the price were to just go like, come to here, right? Everyone will get stopped out. And that's what I mean by liquidity. So when you are bullish on order flow, and order flow basically just means like, hey, if order flow is bullish, then you're going up. And if order flow is bearish, then you're going down. You're forming lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. You get the point. When you're bullish on order flow, you form high highs and higher lows until you reach the next point of liquidity. And in my opinion, that is going to happen somewhere between $29 and $30. I do believe that the price is going to wick just a tiny bit above this level before getting some kind of a retracement. Not going to be a very significant retracement, but nonetheless, I hope this gives you an insight into how the markets work. And the sooner you realize how the markets work, because liquidity matters, because market makers, right? To put it simply, you have market makers in this market, and that's why liquidity matters. So that when you understand liquidity, you understand what the market makers are trying to do, right? Because they have access to all the data about liquidations and, stop losses. And once you understand what they're trying to do, then you can sort of play along with them, right? Instead of trading against them, you can trade with them. And the sooner you do so, the more you're just going to see a positive change in your trading. And let me know in the comment section below if this kind of, knowledge is something you appreciate, or would you rather me just get into the trades? So at the moment, I will look for a short somewhere at about this level right here, right? When I mention liquidity, I'm going to look for a short somewhere between $29 and $29.90. And if I were to place a short over here, my take profit would probably be somewhere at about 27. And my stop loss in this case would actually just go somewhere at about 31.14. Now, do I recommend taking this trade? You can if you are more of a day trader or a scalper. But other than that, I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking this trade, because for those of you who don't know, I am much more of a swing trader than anything else, because I am a very busy man and I do not like sitting in front of the charts like 5 hours a day. That's just not what I do, and that is not something I wish or enjoy doing. So in that case, when you're swing trading, you pretty much just have to check the charts like 2 to 3 times a day and evaluate your positions from there. When you are swing trading, you are trying to identify the order flow, right? You're trying to identify when order flow has switched to bullish. So in this case, the order flow actually switched bullish when you broke above this previous high right here, right? Like, I want you to imagine it this way, right? When the market is going down, you're getting low highs and lower lows. But this right here was the first high in about a month, right? Probably not a month. Yeah, in about a month. That is the first high. And then afterwards, you proceeded and got a higher low over there. And that is like all the confirmation that you need that order flow has started switching bullish. And if you just went long, like regardless of price, you would be doing pretty well. And that is the importance of understanding order flow and understanding what the market makers are trying to do, so that you can trade with them and not against them. Imagine if you were taking shorts all the way up here. Like, sure, you might have been able to catch like 10%, 10% down moves. Over here, you get another 10% down move. But imagine if I were to have just went long, like somewhere in the middle, right? Not even the bottom. That would be like 25%. And that is how I want you to sort of think if you are more of a swing trader and you don't have that much time to dedicate to the markets. Because once you understand order flow, just place trade and let it play out until you either reach a very major level of liquidity where you expect the price to start reversing, right? So like maybe maybe this would be the major level of liquidity, but in my opinion, that major level of liquidity would actually come in somewhere at about $34 But otherwise, assuming that this is the major level of liquidity that the market makers want to take out, then they will likely reverse the price once they have targeted a major level of liquidity. Like, I'm not even trying to make this up. I just want you to take a look here, right? This right here was like, you can't make this stuff up. So over here, you have liquidity, right? Over here, you have liquidity because that's a previous swing high. That's over there, you have liquidity. So I want you to take a look at how the markets function, right? Over here, you have that swing high and look at where the price goes to, right? Notice how the price wicks just a tiny bit above that previous swing high before it starts dumping. Right? It's not going to be a huge dump because you have already switched bullish on order flow, but nonetheless, you always wick just a tiny bit above here and then you'll dump by a few percentage points. And there are people who make a very good living catching these dumps, right? And that is exactly the kind of trading setup that this short is going to, embody. It is going to be a similar kind of setup, right? So you wick just a tiny bit above the previous swing high, take out all the stops, and then you dump it before ultimately moving upwards. But anyways, I want you to take a look here, right? Major level of liquidity. You take it out, you dump, and you target the next zone of liquidity over here, right? And then right here is when you confirm that order flow has switched bullish. And once you confirm that, notice how the price goes to attack all these previous levels, right? Take a look, right? The price attacks all of these previous levels, and ultimately it finishes by taking out this major level of liquidity, major zone of liquidity, by wicking just a tiny bit above it, and then bam, you get reversal, right? And then you get order flow switching bearish to target the liquidity from the previous run up, which would be somewhere about here. And I want you to notice again, I'm not making this up, right? This does not apply only to Balancer. This applies to any market, right? Forex, crypto, stocks, whatever, right? Any market that has a chart likely has a market maker or, liquidity providers that are behind the scenes. And the sooner you understand this, let's just say that the better your trading is going to be. Like, if this knowledge has been like enlightening or eye-opening for you, make sure you drop a comment down below, drop a like button so that I know that you appreciate this kind of stuff. If you don't appreciate this kind of stuff, make sure you drop a comment as well, because I know I am straying very off topic right here, but it is still something that I do hope that you understand. In fact, now that I have reached this point, I'm probably going to just finish this video at Balancer. I'm just going to explain thoroughly the concept of like market making and everything, right? Liquidity and everything, so that you guys get a very clear picture. And then I'll start a new video talking about other coins so that you guys are not confused. So Balancer. So what I want you to do is I want you to look for some kind of a rejection over here. I wouldn't necessarily take a short because order flow is already bullish. I do not think that this is going to be that major level of liquidity that we are targeting. I do believe that is going to be somewhere about here. But otherwise, just look for a tiny rejection, and the take profit target for that short is going to be at about 27.3, right? That's going to be the take profit target, and your stop loss is going to be set somewhere at about $31.14. But otherwise, other than this short, I want you to pay attention to a long, opportunity instead, because I do believe that, hey, I've been saying that order flow has been bullish for a while now. And in the event that you do get a retracement, I do want you to prioritize going long instead of going short, because shorting during bullish times is, it might make you some money, but if you want to capture the majority of the move, perhaps as a swing trader, then you're definitely going to want to trade with the trend, right? As a trader, the trend is your friend. You always want to be trading a trending market. You do not want to be trading a ranging market, because nothing is going to be happening and you're just going to get caught up and, trapped, and that's how you lose all your money, by trading ranges. So in the event that you do get a pullback to about $22.5, right? I want you to mark it down on your own chart, right? $22.5. I absolutely want you to consider getting yourself some Balancer. And in this case, I would actually set my stop loss for this trade at about 20.8, right? The reason why I do this is because this is an order block right here. And order blocks are basically just, areas of value that market makers like to push the price to for, it happens like clockwork, right? Just like how liquidity works, order blocks are it's just a thing that market makers do to fill their orders, fill their liquidity or whatever, right? I want you to pay attention to this, right? Over here. And the way you determine order blocks, by the way, is bullish order blocks are the last down candle before a massive move upwards, right? And bearish order blocks are a last bullish candle before a massive move downwards. So for example, that is going to be your bearish order block. And I want you to notice how the price comes back into the bearish order block before dumping, right? it's very precise, right? Over here, you got your bullish order block, you go up, you retrace all the way back down into the order block, and then you pump, right? So that is how I want you to think about order blocks. These work like magic, and anyone who has tried order blocks has basically just, the trading has improved a lot. So over here, you have another bullish order block over here at about $22.5. And in the event that you do get a pullback all the way back here, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it does happen, then that's going to be your entry. I want you to be prepared for it. So in the event that you do get back to this level, set your stop loss right below the bullish order block, because when we are in bullish order flow, we trade with the expectation that price is going to continue to take out buy stops, right? Buy side liquidity. And again, I know I'm using a lot of technical jargon here, but buy side liquidity simply means, imagine if you're going short, right? If you do get stopped out, what do? Your position automatically buys at market. Whereas if you are going long and you get stopped out, then your stop loss is automatically going to trigger a market sell order. And that is why this is known as sell side liquidity and this is known as buy side liquidity. Okay, I hope that has been helpful. So when you take trades based off of bullish order blocks, you always want to, there's a couple of conditions. I'm just going to get into them since I'm already talking about them, right? You only want to take bullish order blocks once you get a break in market structure. Basically, you just want indications that that market, like order flow, has already switched to bullish. So for example, over here, this order block right here would not be valid unless I see a break above this high right here to indicate that, hey, potentially we are already reversing on order flow because we've got a high high, and the only other condition would be a high low. And in this case, the high low is oftentimes going to be formed at a previous order block. So for example, again, this is magic. This is magic right here. Look at where the price comes into. It just wicks into it very quickly and bam, right? And you go take out where? The previous stops, right? To indicate, like to form a high, and that is how you know that order flow is already bullish. So if you did not, if you are just unsure of what the markets are doing, whether it is already bullish or not, then your other entry would be somewhere at about here. As you can see, we do not come all the way back into it, but very close. But again, order blocks, you only want to use them once you get a break in market structure, right? Otherwise, order flow has not shifted bullish yet, and in that case, when order blocks have not shifted bullish, you want to be taking bearish order blocks instead of bullish, right? Because again, trend is your friend. When order flow is bearish, you want to take shorts. You want to prioritize shorts rather than going long. And in this case, this is very clear indication that bullish, like order flow, is already bullish. So in this case, we can safely take bullish order blocks and expect that this is going to hold and it will continue to form high highs and high lows because order flow is bullish, and we only take bullish order blocks when order flow is bullish because we expect, right? We take them with the expectation that price is going to continue on an upwards trajectory. So I hope that has been helpful. Right now, I'm going to give you the take profit targets for this trade in the event that you do get into it. Right, for that short trade, my take profit is going to be somewhere at about 27.3, but for the long trade, my take profit is going to be somewhere at about 29, 33.8, 40, 47, 56, 63, and about, no, I do not want to do that. Right, and about 72.4. And if it goes to a new all-time high, then hey, I'm probably going to make a new video about it. Make sure you tag me on Twitter and I will try to get back to you. But otherwise, is Balancer going to get to all of these targets? Probably not. But I do think that it is very likely that it will, considering how bullish DeFi perp looks. But at least for now, I do believe that it will target the liquidity above 33.8, like just at that level, right? 35.7-ish. I do believe that that is a level that you are going to wick towards. And that is a target that market makers will try to take out before they reverse the market to form a major swing low before you take off and go absolutely parabolic. Now, I know this video has not been much about the trades. I will make another video, I promise, that will be slightly less educational. But if this is something that you appreciate, I seriously just drop a comment down below. Oftentimes, I find that a lot of people would rather just have the trades rather than, knowing why the trades happen or knowing what happens behind the scenes in the market. Well, if you find this video helpful, I just want you to share it with your friends because I'm pretty sure not a lot of people talk about concepts like this. And if you feel that it will help your friends, hey, it's It's a win-win situation. I get more views and you help out a friend. So if you want access to the full trading education, then you are definitely going to want to check out the private Discord group. Not only are you going to get access to the full trading education, but you are going to get access to all the trades that I might be calling, and you will take trades along with me. Over here, we have people making money literally every single day, and let's just say it's going to pay itself off real quick. As a bonus, you're going to get access to market updates from me and just tidbits of information that I'm sharing every single day. Hey, should you buy? What coin am I looking at? Should you sell? Should you be careful? Right? Just stuff like that. So if you find something like that would be potentially helpful to you, make sure you check out the private Discord group. The link will be in the description below. But otherwise, for now, may the gains be with you, my friend, and peace.